just stuck here in a dream. Back at the bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'll stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'll stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Man.
It
Well-
feels like it's been forever since we've done this.
I know it has. I mean, I don't know what exactly. It does feel kind of odd, isn't it? It's kind of feel like, and I'm drinking coffee again, of course. Yeah. So you're all gonna have to
Have high quality H2O tonight.
have quality or adult beverages and stuff like that. Oh man, welcome to WTF Nation Radio's Sergeant's Time, where we discuss all military news and drama and Army news and all that. Hey, real quick, first, I want to show you guys a vid that's kind of hit the news that everyone's freaking out, and we could talk about it a little bit. Just one of the big stories that kind of it happened during a Tennessee Titans game, and it had involved the 101st. Gorgeous flight. So, anyways, during a football game with the Tennessee Titans, aircraft with the 101st Airborne Division did a flyover, right? And everyone is really freaking, I don't know, they're freaking out. They're saying it was too low. They said that it wasn't a flyover, it was a fly-in. They were literally at eye level.
I mean, why are they freaking out about it? Nobody's head got chopped off by
Right.
like the little go things.
Yeah, exactly. Little helicopters didn't just fly over. Yeah, I didn't see a big deal with that. Of course, the Army Times reports, Davis Winky, the reporter that talked about it, wrote that everyone was just over safe. Did you think the Army is over safe when it comes to being over safe on stuff like that?
I mean, if the helicopter's going to fall out of the sky and crash into people, it could do it from like 20 feet or 20,000 feet. You know,
Yeah,
if
I was
it
about to
falls
say,
down, it falls down.
So that means that as long as nobody got hurt, I mean, because has anybody not seen the 160th fly into like the NASCAR games or other sporting events? They're pretty low too. They're cooking, and they're flying below eye level, and they're landing into the middle of the field. You know, I've seen. I don't know. I think the only thing that I thought what went wrong was the whole thing was right now I got the image up. If you look right there, there's a Chinook flying a Titans flag. Why the Titans?
I mean, it's their home stadium down there in Nashville or whatever, right? So they gotta you can't I don't know, fly whatever sports team you prefer flag. So I didn't get it either. It's what's so unsafe about it? Like if they were a little bit higher, if there's an accident, it's still going to fall to the same place. So.
Yeah, it's the same sort. It was probably some retired safety aviation sergeant major who probably said that it was too low. And all these pilots came out. All these armchair pilots came out of the woodwork. I mean, I've seen fly-ins. I've seen flyovers. Now if it was an A-10 or an F-18 or something like that flying low through that, and I could see that. You know what I mean? I could see. But I mean, look at that. That's pretty bad. That's America right there, right? We ain't doing anything, right? Infinity War's over, so we might as well just go ahead and do some.
I mean, I saw Top Gun. They got in trouble for doing those little flyovers too close to the tower or some shit.
But this wasn't a tower. Isn't there talking to some, because WTF Nation has we have a flight detachment. We have pilots that are in that are admins as well. And anytime, and we got this in the inbox, and all the pilots in there. It was kind of cool watching all the admin pilot going back and forth and talking about this. And me, I'm just like, I fly a drone. Then we got into drones and stuff like that in the talk. But it was it was almost like, was it a big deal? Is it a big deal? It just I don't.
I really don't know. Like, what did the pilots say?
Yeah, they were like, "Wah, who cares?"
Okay, good.
They were they're the
ones that would know better than me. I'm like, to me, it's like, eh.
They were,
unless they're coming by to pick me up,
right?
Then I'm going a little closer.
Well,
I mean, Nashville traffic sucks ass. I would rather, hey, yes, give me a ride back to Campbell.
Right, exactly. You give me or but again, the only thing I see that I thought was kind of funny was the fact that they had a Titans flag flying, outside the Chinook that you see in the image there. Yeah. But I didn't think it was, I didn't think it was it was like, yeah.
I mean, but who is thinking it's a big deal? I guess that's my question.
Well, see, the FAA is busting out, some freaking they're asking for a review. I'll be honest with you, a lot of this stuff doesn't happen anyways. Hey, God, thanks for the link. God, you guys are sending me like scorching from the sun links. We got it. So an investigation from News Channel 5 released Monday sparked scrutiny of the operation, and the FAA will reportedly review the incident, whether to see if the flyover violated any aviation rules, and confirmed that the 101st Airborne Division Major General Joseph McGee has directed a preliminary inquiry into this event.
Okay, so the news guy thought it was too low and decided to tell on them?
Well, I don't know.
Or I'm sure there wasn't nobody from the FAA there. Or, stupid alphabets.
Yeah. I mean, Larry Williams, a retired safety aviation inspector, safety for the FAA, says this could have been a disaster. General reaction, it was unsafe, but it was very, very dangerous. And so there was the party pooper, right? So there we go.
That guy. Did you say retired?
Right. You know what?
Like, you're retired, dude. Like, there's new alphabet people to take over.
There's not only is there new alphabet people, but I'm pretty sure the rule sheet isn't it like 500. It's like 500 feet around from people from anywhere else flying over congested areas or whatever. If they were flying over that field, then there's nobody on the field, right? And it's 500 feet, right? I mean, it couldn't get any freaking lower than that. I'm not of pilotage, but I'll be honest with you. I think people are just busting on the 101st because all the shenanigans that they did in Poland. Remember how they all got busted?
Oh yeah, those were those Rakistan ones, though, right? Because those guys are crazy.
Those are the pilots too. They're all above the best and all this other stuff. So I'm kind of thinking, man, I think it's kind of overdone. You get busted. You got again. Now I wasn't there. I remember you were telling about the video from what your friend said. It's coming right for us.
Yeah, it's just like the way they made it look, way they shot the video.
Yeah,
because the friend of mine that sent me that. He was stationed at Campbell too, so he was down there just for the game. It was the salute to the service game, so a bunch of soldiers from Campbell were there, got free tickets and all that. But I guess that's the only way they can get them to go to Titans games. But
yeah. Or now, shit. Now I want to participate in every fly. I want to see every flyover now. I want to see what they look like. I want to see who's.
I wanted to let me fly the plane or the helicopter or whatever you call those things. I told you I'm not a pilot, y'all. I don't know, but I could figure it out.
Yeah,
I can do it on my video game.
Look at all the NASCAR. Look at all the NASCAR football games, and you see the 160th flying really low, and you see them flying within the audience as well, the little birds and Blackhawks and stuff like that. Man, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I'm probably going to be told, because of people like you're the reason why there's aviation accidents and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, we got a Canadian, David. He said he watched a video and thought it was awesome. He's from Canada and wish they did flyovers like this.
Yeah, right. See? So if the Canuck says it's good to go, then we're good to go. Eh?
Yeah, so tell the FAA David said it's cool.
Yeah, tell the FAA to take off, eh? Take off, hosers. There you go. Yeah, I don't think that it's like I said, it was controversial. It was whatever. And I'm just like, I'm trying to see where it was controversial. And then that Apache camera stuff, it just looked pretty cool. I mean, just like, oh, okay. It was like, it was looked alright. You know, it didn't really. Again, maybe I'm just too blasé about shit.
Did anybody die? No,
but did you die? But did you die? Exactly. But did you die? Did you die?
Again, I'd be more scared, driving through Nashville than I would be,
driving than flying over. And not to mention the fact that, I mean, hopefully they were PMCS and everything before. That's why they didn't fly the Chinook over the people, because they leak like a son of a bitch. So I have no, some of that, some of the Black Hawk, Black Hawk's flying over. Yep. Some of the Apache's flying over. Yep. Cool. And then here comes the Chinook skeeting all over the freaking.
No, you gotta have a little drone with a drip pan on top.
Yeah, exactly.
Flying underneath.
See, or flying a drone. See, I mean, come on. If you've not seen the news, drones are flying over us all the time. So who cares? Nobody says anything about drones flying over us. But no, is it unsafe? That is unsafe, but a static line at 500 yes, it is, right, because you got a parachute. You got something slowing you down. Speaking from experience. So, anyways, again, I didn't think it was a big deal. That's just me. So
yeah, I didn't either. I thought, oh, that's cute, that's cool.
Yeah.
After spending time at Campbell, those things would fly over my house all the time. That's a flyover that's pissing me off. So shut up.
You're trying to sleep, exactly. Yeah, or when you're flying over, you're flying over. We get it over my house sometimes too.
Yeah, I even still get it here, because I live near Hood, and I'm like, God, will y'all shut up? They can do their artillery all night. That's just part of the ambient noise in this area. But those damn helicopters will wake me up. Why are you too low? Are you trying to take pictures of my backyard?
Right, the little black helicopters, man. Nothing wrong with that. Here's where we load all the chemtrails. Exactly, Jim. So speaking of games, we got the Army Navy game coming up.
Is that a football?
It's Army Sportsing. Since we laughed about a Chinook flying a flag of the Titans, Army Sportsing is coming. Now, a lot of people like to go back and forth and say, you're not an officer. Why do you care about West Point? It's the Army school. It's where the Army sends the little kids to go become officers that you have to, train, coach, and mentor later. So it's not a. It's kind of one of those things where you support your little buddy officers, your assigned battle buddies. If you're a senior leader, and if they went to West Point, then that's important to them. It's just like your kids, right? It's important.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. You went to West Point. Put that on here. Give me that.
Did you play the football?
Did you play the footballs when you were in West Point? Oh, that's so sweet. Here you go. Let me have that. Let me put it on my refrigerator. Thank you so much. You know what I mean? So, and I'm just like, you said, speaking from experience, I still have my duty and haven't had any drones fly overhead. That gray beard has been out for a few.
Yeah, he acts like you couldn't grow that beard on leave.
I did. I just literally, it was just my last day of No Shave November that I had extended a day. This is just 30 days. You'd be all making it sound like freaking. Who's that old guy in there? So, that old fucker right there talking. He's got a friggin'. Now, the reason why is because, of course, I'm wearing my University of Pineland t-shirt because the new school. Yeah, bullshit. Oh, my God. This guy Thomas says that I didn't grow this in 30 days? Damn, dude. Boy, you must not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at his picture now. He's probably jealous.
Yeah, he's probably hate. The most diabolical of all beard haters. Here we go. That's definitely an old guy's goatee. That's not a goatee. You see like that? Man, it's a hate. It's not a goatee. My hair's so white, it's fiber optic. It's seasoning. Anyways, I digress. So the oh, he's not hating. Okay, well, he says he's not hating. There you go. All right. Well, if you're not hating, then you're not.
I'm just picking on it.
Yeah, he's just picking, making fun. All right. So, anyways, for West Point, they have these new uniforms. Have you seen these new uniforms? It is baller. Look up at the screen right now, and it is all Dio Oppressor Liber. It is Special Forces, Special Operations. It is all of. Yeah, it looks bad. Look at that. That looks badass.
Looks very brown, tan.
Yeah,
deserty, like old school DCU's colors.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, look at that. That looks badass. I mean, that's a badass uniform. It's cute.
You know I'm gonna do it.
Right. I mean, it's got the new. It's no good. Not all, and listen, no matter what you serve in, you have derogatory slang for O's. We call them chaps. Oh man, you call them chaps? I don't know, chaps. Well, it depends on what it is. Depends on who
Oh,
they.
that's cute.
It's so cute. Hey, chaps. Hey, chaps. Chaps.
Oh, chappy.
Oh, chappy. Indubitably. Anyway, so here's the new uniforms for the Army-Navy game that's coming up. And I hope you all, support your Army team. There it is right there. Look at United We Stand. It's got the Special Forces crest. It's got the regimental crest of the 160th.
It's got the whoosh.
It's got the whoosh. Yeah, it's got all the baller. It looks better with a PT belt.
When I was looking at that picture, the first thing I noticed was, like, I could probably hit that guy's veins like a dart. Like, I don't even need to get close. Like, I just take a needle and boom, get him right in the vein. Like, they got those veins popping out for that picture.
He's very vascular.
Yes.
He's very, yeah. He's a football player, man. What do you expect? He's, I'll be honest with you, that's the first West Point player that looks like he doesn't need to be taped. How do I hate that?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at the rest of the roster.
They have to look at the roster. I don't know, man.
Is he even a West Point football player, or is he just a model?
No,
you never know.
They use actual cadets. But you can see the helmet. It's a 9/11/01. Obviously it's signifying Task Force Dagger, the force that went in to defeat the Taliban. Well, I should say to drive out the Taliban. This is the Taliban still here. We can't really say defeat anybody, but with the Northern Alliance. It's written in Dio Presso Liber, written on Nike clothing. Is quite ironic.
Oh, I just got that. Sorry.
I just got that joke.
Took me a second.
Oh my God, you ain't lying. Oh my God. That's a good point. Dio Presso Liber written on a Nike uniform that's probably been sewn by Uyghurs. By the Muslim minority that is in China.
I need a receipt of that.
Yeah, I need a receipt. That is damn, dude. God, that's a good rip. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, John. Hey Jeremiah.
Getting a receipt right now.
Getting a receipt on that. That was sizzling. To signify, of course, the Task Force Dagger and the invasion of Afghanistan by Special Operations Forces, which obviously doesn't encompass all of SOF, because there was other SOF individuals as well that were involved. They were obviously the 160th, Civil Affairs and Psychological Operations, and of course Special Operations Support personnel that supported Task Force Dagger. But that's another story. Anyway, so I think that's pretty cool. Again, everyone.
I do too. And I joke with you guys all the time about, like, I don't follow sports. I don't really care about it. But I actually do watch the Army-Navy game. And yes, I do know all the rules to football. It would have been impossible with my upbringing. But yeah, I will watch this one too, depending if I'm sleepy or not. But yes, I usually do watch.
We're gonna watch it. I mean, exactly. I always have. Anytime there's like news events like this, I always have monitors up so that way I control people or something like that. I know there was some controversy that happened with the Army-Navy game, which is I find quite funny, because normally the Army-Navy game is not really controversial. There's just stuff going on, and you just enjoy the game, right? It's all you watching all the kids, they'll go play football. Like I said, look for Sergeant. I was a football player for West Point. Oh, that's so cute. Can they get your autograph? I support the kids. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But there was another case. Hang on, let me throw this one up here, and this is you're gonna find this hilarious. And God, you guys are sending me your graphic. Did you see this? I guess that's the disadvantage of doing real time broadcasting with your fans. And they're like, "Hey, did you see this? Did you see this? Yes, I saw it." I interact. Of course, we will more likely get your story up, and we will, no big deal whatsoever. So this story is kind of funny because apparently West Point cadets went after to grab the. It's so controversial because it's a game. West Point cadets attempt to grab the U.S. Naval Academy's mascot ahead of the game and ended up grabbing a different goat. So instead of grabbing Michael Jordan, they grabbed LeBron James. Sorry, I had to throw that dig in there because everybody knows Michael Jordan is the GOAT. The GOAT. The GOAT.
Like, that just says our new future LTs. You can't even get the goat right. That's okay.
Well, that must have been those must have been the Intel LTs or the Intel cadets. But anyways, U.S. military academy cadets traveled this weekend to a farm. Well, last weekend near Annapolis, Maryland, that is home to the Navy mascot Bill, who belongs to a longtime goat of last mascots of the same name. Cadets gave chase to the spook goats, and instead of grabbing number 37, they went away with Bill number 34, a one-horned 14-year-old retiree. So you grabbed a goat that had his DD-214. You grabbed this.
He was sitting there. He was getting his VA disability.
He was like, yeah,
just being happy.
He was getting his mascot disability. You know, walking around, screaming at everybody, ranting at everybody in his Toyota Tacoma, talking how everybody hates vets, and he's pointing at the camera saying that the world's going to end if so and so doesn't get elected. But
making TikToks.
Yeah, he's making TikToks, exactly, harassing women goats. They grabbed the wrong goat. So they grabbed the wrong goat. But anyway,
were the goats at least living together?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That they were running around the farm being chased. Could you imagine? That's like that's like going to the old soldiers' home and trying to kidnap a retired soldier. And then you grab the wrong soldier.
Yeah, you're trying to get I don't know.
You're trying to get Sergeant Major of
the Army.
Yeah. Chandler.
Tilly or somebody.
Tilly, yeah, or Chandler. You get Chandler instead, exactly. Like, I'm here. We're here.
I mean, where you got tattoos?
You gotta get exactly. Damn, we got the wrong Sergeant Major of the Army. Shit. He's already cracking on my freaking arm. So, the military academy and U.S. Naval Academy were, of course, disappointed by the trust that was broken recently between our brothers and sisters in arms. These actions don't reflect either Academy core values or dignity and respect. Superintendents Lieutenant General Darrell A. Williams and Vice Admiral Sean Black. I served with General Williams. He's a good dude. I served with him in the 1st Armor Division. Great guy. Grabbing mascots, however, has been a decades-long service academy tradition. It's all prank stuff, right? I mean, officially it's been off limits in the 90s, but they kind of, they're like,
It didn't a mascot get hurt or something before, and that's why they're so against it. I can't remember. It's been a while.
I don't know if it was hurt, but I think it was treated quite odd.
Yeah.
It was.
Let me tell you something, future OTs. If you hurt one of these animals, I'm coming for you myself.
Right, exactly.
Me and my drone.
Me and my drone. When we're talking about drones earlier, guys, we were talking about those little small DJI drones. We were talking about that, and we were comparing footage and stuff like that. The drone technology is awesome. But anyways, so they grabbed the wrong goat. They grabbed the wrong bill. So again, shout out, and I think the game is it's this weekend. So it's December 11th that's going to happen. So if you're going to watch the games, you're going to watch other commercials and stuff like that. We'll be posting stuff. About right now, it's when all the videos, the Go Army, Beat Navy games or commercials or something like that. There used to be some pretty crazy baller freaking movie quality.
Yeah, nobody watches commercials anymore.
I think everyone's getting. I think everyone's getting freaking COVID weary of watching anything anymore. Yeah. They're watching the COVID Squid Game, and everyone's getting pissed off about it. Did you see the Squid Game?
I did.
I'm gonna poop on people.
No, wait. I did not see that game. I thought you were asking me if I saw Squid Game.
Oh, yeah. I must have downloaded the wrong version.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get into it. I just couldn't get into it. I mean, and normally when because CQ all the time will go, hey man, watch this stuff and tell me what you think. I'm like, okay, cool, and I'm watching it, because sometimes I'll do I'll call in a retired outlook on stuff, and I'm like, come on, yeah, all right, it's all right, or it's whatever. I just could not get into it. It had this weird, music in the beginning. It reminded me of watching The Wiz when I was growing up. You know what I mean? With Michael Jackson, Diana Ross.
Oh yeah, I watched that. Yeah, when I was growing up too.
That was a classic musical for people for our age. You know what I mean? It was if you watch musicals and you didn't watch The Wiz, there was something wrong. No, not what you do when you go to the bathroom. But the but it wasn't really. It didn't. I don't know. It didn't grab me. It just didn't. I don't know. Squid Game was like, So.
Well, it grabbed me right away. I watched the whole thing.
Really?
One weekend.
Really? Yeah. Wow.
I did. I don't know.
Maybe send me a message later or something like that to see what made it grab you, because I don't know. Am I supposed to?
Well, the first episode is kind of slow. I can see that.
So it gets better after the first episode. Is that
Oh
what you're
yeah,
saying?
the second episode, you're just
okay.
like, well, what the fuck? What just happened?
All right. Okay, gotcha.
Anyway.
All right. Well, there you go. Well, then there you have it. Yeah, because I didn't really. I know I digress, but damn, everyone's like, no.
Yeah, we're allowed to do what we want.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, is it now Jeremiah and Jonathan are like, oh yeah, I want to see that version. Yellowstone is the shit. If you're not watching, I'm rebinging Yellowstone again. Yeah, because there's a new season out, and there's stuff that I kind of missed, and so now I want to watch it because it was like, oh man, Sons of Anarchy on horses. What was that?
What?
Have you not seen Yellowstone, man? Okay, I tell you what, I will do this then. How about that? You watch Yellowstone, and I'll watch the Squid Game.
Okay.
And then we'll compare.
And I will start Yellowstone over like the holiday break.
There you go. That'll work.
I will have time.
No, that'll work. That's even perfect because for the holiday
You're
break,
not the only one. Like my mom has been telling me forever that I need to watch it. Like my mother, and like if my mother tells me to watch a show, she knows I'll like it. Right? You know, she's known me my whole life. So, yeah.
I don't know. We just went into a friggin' pop culture warrior session here without CQ.
I know. CQ's rubbing off on us.
CQ is like, hey man, that's my job.
It's usually me yelling at people. We're not talking about that stuff today. This is Sergeant's time.
This is Sergeant's time, exactly. Why are you even bringing that up?
Well, sergeants watch TV.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Well, if you're on staff duty, in CO, then of course you're gonna watch it, right?
Yes.
But anyways, yeah. So if you guys not paid attention, that their list is out for the Sergeants Major Academy. And of course, you can always look to U.S. Army WTF moments, or you can talk to Morgan if you just look on her. If you look on her Twitter account, or you look on U.S. Army WTF moments Facebook page. Morgan's got the deets, man.
I think Morgan makes the rules. I think she's the one that just picks the sergeant majors, makes all the rules, and I think that's how she knows everything first.
I think, and I'll be honest with you, I think the freaking that whole, remember when we had the J1 office in our
Yes.
Everyone's like saying, is that Morgan because she talks like Morgan, or she acts like Morgan, or has, I don't know. I even asked Morgan, is that really you? I mean, and then she's like, I'm not telling you shit. I'm like, oh, well, there you go. Fine, Morgan, don't tell us if you're not gonna tell us anything. But anyways. So check all the deets when it comes to promotions and Alaraxin messages. The big messages coming out now. Of course, we always have to talk about the coof. We got to talk about the coof.
It consumes our lives
because the coof is the coof of coofness, of excellence.
The Panera bread.
The Panera bread. Yeah, it is right. What's happening right now is that of course everyone's talking about the new coof guidance, and I'll be honest with you, some of the guidance that's out there that you guys have been receiving has been false. No, you're not going to get freaking thrown out of the Army. You're not going to get whatever because Morgan posted some guidance over. However, there's Fraggle 11 that's out right now for the coof, and it's already been straight up. All ACOM ASCC Drew must report vaccinations and not to their units. Also read and comply with the SecDef memo pertaining to vaccination for the members of the National Guard and the Ready Reserve. Man, I bet you do that.
That includes you, Oklahoma.
I'm about to say, man, I wonder Oklahoma's gonna be like, what do you mean? It's bullshit, I'm just kidding. I don't know anybody from Oklahoma that talks like that, but if you're looking at it already, the writing's on the wall. You must do it. Otherwise, you ain't getting no money. They ain't gonna get paid. You're not going to get no cash.
I mean, are they not going to go to drill too? I'm just curious. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's no credit.
Because then if you don't go to drill for so many times, then they
process you out.
Right.
Unless otherwise,
I'm curious how this is going to play out.
So look at that first bullet right there. Unless otherwise exempted in accordance with the department policy, all members of the National Guard must be fully vaccinated for COVID-19 by the deadlines established by the Army and the Air Force as appropriate, because the National Guard both covers the Army and the Air Force, in order to participate in drills, training, and other duty conducted under Title 32 U.S. Code. And then no Department of Defense funding may be allocated for payment of duties performed under Title 32 for members of the National Guard who do not comply with the Department of Defense coof vaccination requirements. The reason why I say that, coof, is because if I see the other word, YouTube flags us, even though I'm providing news. That is
they think we're misinforming.
They think we're misinforming. And then, of course, everybody else is like, oh, because WTF Moments is misinforming. Whatever, you know. No credit is or excused absence shall be afforded to members who do not participate in drills or other duty due to failure for fully vaccinated against the coof. Secretaries of the Military Department, in coordination with the Undersecretary of Defense and Personnel Readiness. Man, this is for the Ready Reserve too. I can't remember how many people are going to get thrown out, and they're going to go like, okay, now we're going to do the IR.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm curious of how this is going to play out. Like, I really have no idea what the numbers is of our reserves and National Guard, like, you know, not wanting to get vaccinated. Like, I have no idea. But if we, like, if like I said, I don't know if it's going to be enough to, you know, make a significant impact.
Well, my biggest thing is that they're just going to process people out and then let's go next.
Yeah.
I mean,
but there's only so many times you can say next until there's nobody. You know, that's why I'm just saying, like, it's not like they're putting out numbers of, you know, like out of 100 soldiers, only 3 said no, or 30 said no, or 90 said no. So, like I said, I'm just curious how it's going to play out.
It was funny is that there was a lot of units that were talking about drawing down their funding anyways to not participate on stuff. So I'm just kind of curious, is this, I mean, it looked like this right here, this is like an easy drawdown like back in the day when we were young Joes. Remember that?
Yes.
It was kind of like, we're going to be doing this stuff, and then they're like, oh no, we're not going to do it. We could just go drive our vehicles to make sure that they're exercised, and then come back, and then we don't have any money for fuel.
All right. Well, I mean, me and you know, we've been around long enough. Like, even like when my dad got out of the military, it was in 1991, right when they started drawing down after Desert Storm. So we've seen it go up, down, like, oh, we need to put everybody out. Oh, 9/11. Okay, we need everybody.
Right,
like, just come in. You're missing an arm. That's fine. You only need one finger to pull a trigger. Come on in. Yeah. So I've seen, you know, like up, down. So your
finger. You got fingers.
You got fingers. You might be right. This is just maybe an easy way to like draw down the force after, you know, we're not in Infinity War right now.
Right.
So.
Instead of just dealing with the drama and having everybody, you know, instead of a lot of us that got coofed, they got the coof spray, got the coof anyways. That's not spreading disinformation. That's just people still got the coof. You know, I mean, obviously
it happens.
It happens, but maybe not so exactly that Baconator. You know, what are fingers? I'm just kidding. I have on my fingers. I'm just playing. I don't want to sit there and have somebody come at me on social media saying that I'm making fun of people with no fingers. I'm just making fun of your fingers. And the next thing you know, I'm like gonna get, you know, banned or something like that. But anyways, it's pretty serious. You know what I mean? They're not going to provide funding to your units, and so it's an incentive to do it, and it's a readiness issue. I was looking through my medical stuff today. I'm dealing with some drama with some TRICARE and the VA and all that stuff. And I'm gonna tell you what, man, I got a story to tell, but I'm gonna wait till like another time to talk about it because that's. Yeah,
okay.
It's just drama. But anyways, if they really process out, guardsmen will be gone and retention rates will look as bad as the West Point uniforms.
I guess Jonathan did not like
Jonathan. I guess
uniforms at all.
I guess Jonathan was just a hater on the uniforms, huh? Ooh, the most diabolical hater in this chat. We got Jonathan. Jonathan is the hater. Oh, hate. So anyways,
I don't know.
We have
like I said, I'm waiting to see how it plays out.
Well, think about it. It's right now. It's like December 6th.
Well, you also remember like when we first started having to take like anthrax shots, like how many people refused that, and that was not a new thing, you know. And it wasn't like they just came up with a new anthrax vaccine. You know, that was something that they had for a long time. It's just that, if I remember correctly, it was usually like farmers and stuff like that would get vaccinated against it because, I can't even remember why. It's been too long.
Well,
but you know, and I don't remember there being like a lot of people refusing, but there were some.
No, you know, here's my thing too: is that a lot of leaders need to shut up on scaring their soldiers on what they're not going to get or whatever. Soldiers that are flagged under the policy for refusing the coof are still eligible for the disability evaluation system. Additional personal actions to include retirements, unqualified resignations, and separation will be processed in accordance with applicable policy and regulations. So leaders, you're not helping your cause, or you're not helping the cause of, hey, I'm a good leader by look at me, look at this, look at my back stats. By scaring your soldiers into whatever, you're not going to do this, you're not going to, you know, oh, you're just this. There's already going to be a flag in place for completion of and ensuing non-punitive, of course, a memorandum of reprimand, and soldier remain flag until they're fully vaccinated or receive an approved medical or administrative exemption or are separated from the Army. Again, approved medical exemption. It's not for you, Big Sarge, because you know what? Big Sarge, I'll be honest, I'm going to say it right now, and this is going to get everybody all butthurt.
Mm-hmm. We like to do that here, though. Go ahead.
I think Big Sarge was one of the reasons why it spread in the military.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Because they weren't doing social distancing. They were making soldiers coming on to post, and they're not supposed to. They weren't enforcing masks. They weren't enforcing doing those, and now we're all coofed the hell up.
They sure wanted them group runs back then.
Or do some training. All these Joes sitting in tents and shit. And I guarantee it right now. Now they're all going, oh, it wasn't me because of
we can't have you have the coof and get to stay home for 14 days. We can't have that.
No, we can't have that. No, you self-quarantine.
You get 14 free days off.
Yeah, exactly. You can't quarantine. You have to come in here and you're bullshitting. See, that's the thing that's pissing me off about this exemption.
I need you to go to dental. I'm on quarantine. No, you're red on Menpros.
You're red on Menpros. You need to go dental. But I'm like, I'm spreading coof. No, you're not. You need to go to, here you go. You go Sergeant First Class, Big Sarge, or First Sergeant Big Sarge, or CSM telling you that. And exactly, Gary, drink water. Shut up and drink water.
Right,
shut up and drink water. Right. We don't care if you are.
Oh, that would not surprise me at all. And I wish there was a way I could track that, because I, damn well that all the people that were getting it, and then they're bringing it home to their spouses, and then they're giving it to their kids, and then they're giving it to their teachers, and it's Big Sarge faults. This whole Panera Bread. This
whole Panera Bread coofness with the coof spread is all Big Sarge's fault. I'm a blame Big Sarge, because Big Sarge was the one that started this stuff, that wouldn't listen, and they're all telling us we're overreacting. They were telling us at the main page. They were telling us on the WTF Nation Enterprise that we were overreacting.
Yeah.
If I had a. You know what we need to do? We should start posting receipts of people who said we were overreacting.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'll do it. Give them to me.
Here's Lieutenant Colonel so and so at Fort what's whatever, and they said this. They said this is what happens when what happened, and here you go. Here's what Lieutenant Colonel so and so. So how come there was an outbreak of coof in one spot? As a matter of fact, the same unit that flew low, purportedly the same unit that had some drama going on over in Poland, was some of the people that were spreading coof amongst the staff because they were told the same stuff.
Right.
So I don't want to hear it.
And like I said, you cannot convince me. I have spent a lot of time on staff throughout my career that 99% of that I could have done from my couch.
Yes. It could have been an email.
Yeah.
It could have been an email.
All the op orders I wrote, everything that I had to do while I was on staff, and including the meetings. Zoom worked.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, but no, you got to come in and sign this.
You have to come in. No, so
I could sign it from my computer.
Yeah. I wonder, you guys, the WTF Nation, you guys were the ones that sent us the pictures of no, you need to come in and do a PT test that you're not authorized to take yet, because the ACFT is not a PTA record, and the APFT is no longer in the Army anymore, but people are still doing it, and that's another topic. We had people that were like, you had the grader that had a poncho over them.
Oh yeah, or that one with the shower curtain that they were holding.
Yeah, that one holding the shower curtain. The most Chernobyl looking freaking method of protection. It was so bad. So that's why I laugh when everyone. So the whole point that I'm trying to get here is that, Big Sarge, you're not qualified to make those decisions to say what a medical exemption is, or call bullshit on somebody to get a medical exemption. Let the process freaking work. Let it go up through the freaking channels. And if they're good, they're good. If they're wrong, then the process is, of course, whatever. But don't sit there and think that, that can't get that. Or an administrative exemption too. There are administrative exemptions too. So don't crack on anybody's religion. Don't crack on anybody's allergic reaction to anything, because we have members of the WTF Nation that fall under some of that exemption stuff too. And
yeah. I had a medical exemption for smallpox vaccine.
Right.
It did not happen overnight, and it took a while for it to go through all the doctor people that it had to go through. But yeah, because the first smallpox shot I got, I had a really bad reaction to.
Exactly.
And it wasn't until 10 years later, because, you got to get that every 10 years. I was like, wait a minute, I'm not taking this again. And first, my PCM had to look through my records. Okay, so he started, because it was all documented, but it still took a couple months for it to finally be a permanent waiver that I didn't have to get it.
I'm trying to.
So yeah, Big Sarge in my unit is like freaking out because I'm red on MedPros. I'm also in these meetings where they talk about this, and I'm just like, you're gonna have to wait.
and you know what? I'm trying to remember through the NCOPDS old NCOES system of where. And the Sergeant's Major Academy and ALC, SLC, BLC, WLC, where medical qualifications to authorize an exemption or deny an exemption come in. They don't.
I don't even think that comes in the 68 whiskey one.
I don't even think, that 68 whiskey. Oh, no, but there's some 68 whiskeys right now that like to talk a lot of shit on social media. I can think of a couple right now that like to talk so much smack about, that's bullshit. They're calling bullshit and attacking other individuals for asking legitimate questions about it that they could follow into it and all sort of stuff. I mean, we haven't even talked about the deaths. The deaths of some people who took the ACFT. Don't think we've forgotten either, because that was a hot button topic before coof came out. And I'm going to say this right now too. I got something in the inbox that wasn't actioned yet. But if you are in a training environment and you're making soldiers take an ACFT, and you're not recording the ACFT as a record for record keeping and trying to freaking slam them or trying to flag them because they didn't do too well, then that's wrong too.
Yeah, I don't think you can get flagged period yet.
No, it's not. It's not a test of record. Exactly. As a matter of fact, the guidance that was put out specifically was that there was not supposed to be any racking and stacking. There was not supposed to be any of that. It was for pure metrics to get it into DTMS so the Sergeant of the Army can record the metrics and see how we stand so far. Everybody else is
still in data collecting period.
Correct. And we're still adding shit.
I mean, Congress even told us, like, hey, can't do this shit, dudes.
Right.
Which is why they're collecting the data.
My biggest thing is the study that's happening right now at Fort Bragg. That was happening at Fort Bragg with the new ABCP stuff. Mm-hmm. Because that, oh Lord, that's a hot issue right now. The ABC.
Yes, they need to get off of Bragg and they need to go somewhere like you need to go, Fort Lee.
Go to 1st Armored Division. Go to Fort Lee. Let's see. Go to Fort Rucker. Let's see where. I mean, because.
And I'm going to tell you why. It's not like, I think soldiers of Bragg are in better shape or this, that, or whatever. I am going to tell you that, there's out of shape, in shape, soldiers everywhere. But Fort Bragg has unrealistic running culture that is not everywhere in the Army. We all know that, yes, there's the running culture in the Army. You run fast, you good leader, we promote you. We know that's a thing, but I do think because of airborne school and all the running you have to do to fall out of a fucking plane for some reason, that they have a different kind of extreme running culture at Bragg. Like, everybody runs, but I just think they take it to a little extreme there.
Yeah.
So
if
you are a runner and not a lifter, you are going to be skinnier. I did not say that, Hosea.
Man, you just immediately saw that. Man, it almost sounded like
right in my face.
It just popped right. It was like bam, back at Bragg.
You said it, not me.
No, Josiah said it. He's like, bam, Bragg, Bragg's in your face. But yes and no. I mean, yeah, there are some units that are like that. You're right. You are correct. There are some units that have that culture, but there's other units as well that don't have that culture. There are other units that have that environment where doing PT is not showing up to PT formation isn't a regurgitated freaking speech from the first sergeant, where you actually just have your actual leaders do PT, and they're doing PT until about 8:30-ish or so. And then they're normally into work about 9:30-ish, 9:45, because they've been busting hump. To do good workouts, It's not the standard Army roll-in. And that's another thing, too. Why the hell did the Army? Well, what's the? I want to find the leader that decided to think that 6:30 to 7:30 was a good idea to do PT, and then find the individual to and choke them out for deciding to use that for information putting out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like I said, it's just that all them soldiers that come to Hood from Bragg. It's like, oh, we need to run 4 days a week. No, we don't. There's a lot of shit we got to do, but running is not an everyday thing. But they just can't get away from that mentality. And again, I was never stationed at Bragg. I've been there, but I was never stationed there. And whenever I've been under a first sergeant or sergeant major that has spent most of his career there, if you look at our PT calendar, we're running every day.
Yeah. Yeah,
and they are all about 150 pounds soaking wet because they don't do anything but run.
Because all they do was just
they
run,
don't know how to lift,
smoke, and exactly. And that's another thing too. Like I said, you're right. There are some units that are like that. I will admit that, but there are also some units that believe that the strength and proper diet and all this other stuff. Man, we can.
And it is changing. I know,
Right.
It is changing across the Army, which is why they really need to relook the body composition standards.
Well, on that note, we're gonna fight.
You want me to build a booty, but not.
And that's exactly too.
Can't have a booty.
We're gonna fight after the break because we're gonna talk about that.
Okay.
Not your booty, but you know what I mean. But anyways, so we're gonna take a break right quick, and we'll be right back while we go refill. I gotta refill my coffee cup, and then we'll be right back. So everyone go get ready to because me and Spanky are gonna fight about something.
Okay.
And then it's gonna be but it's a good fight because me and Spanky don't ever we don't mean it, but you know what I'm saying. It's gonna be a good debate. But anyways,
right.
take a break, go take a leak, smoke them if you got them. Shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Take this photograph, tell me what it is to see. When you look at me, deep into the photography, I don't really need your sympathy, just tell me your thoughts. Have I got what they got, and is it a plot done for naught? Am I not like you, because I do what I do? Who knew that I could lose a few of you, cause I bleed blue? But it's true, I know, cause I see it every day as I work and I sleep the day away. Like you I have pain, and like you I have fear. Can I pay all of the bills and still make it through the year? While I make it home alive, should I pray to the sky every day and every night? Will I hold you by my side? But in the public eye, I don't even have a heart. A robot of the system moving only when I'm told to start. Rip apart my art, I'm strong like a flower blooming. You got it all wrong, I know I'm breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Call me a vet like a soldier. Green beret, 21 gun salute, don't wanna see today. In the constant war zone, in the home of the brave, where they hate the police until they saving the day. I got kids like you, a mortgage like you, so blue lives matter, and so does yours too. All this separation and divide, open your eyes. If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Give peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media betrayed me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. If you are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you meet, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
It's 3 a.m. and the sirens are going off. Another rocket attack. I've got my boots and got my ammo in my 50-pound sack. A 100 boys headed to war in this world unknown. The only peace of mind I've got are these letters from home. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here in Kandahar. Well, most of us, we made it home, but we never came back. When we close our eyes at night, we hear a rocket attack. I've tried to talk and tell you about it, but it ain't the same. All these thoughts that run through my head, well, they can't be tamed. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here in Kandahar. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be
Wear a condom? We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show.
Shots. And we're back. Last part of Sergeant's Time for today. For your NCOPDs/LPD. I'd like to welcome you back. I'm Ice, your host, on this 2nd of December, 2021 with Spanky.
That's me. Still here.
Still fight. We were arguing and fighting over during the break, so we're decided to bring it. We're gonna bring it in. We're gonna bring it into y'all, and we're gonna talk about some stuff.
Round one.
Round. It was, it's back in the day stuff.
Yeah.
So the ABCP, there's a lot of controversy. There seems to be a lot of individuals that are, and it's just my take, and you can, of course you can fight me because like we were fighting earlier.
Right.
There's a lot of people taking offense when they think that we're talking about them, when we talk about the Big Sarge way of taping people after the holidays or saying, hey, look, don't eat like a fucking fat kid, or don't, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people that get really offended when that comment right there comes out, when it's a lot of the, I don't even like the ABCP to begin with, but there's a lot of science to being in shape and eating healthy and, and doing exercise. And being a soldier already, you kind of, that's kind of like our gig. You know what I mean? We kind of have to be in shape. We kind of have to stay fit to fight, as you would say. But I guess my point is that I don't understand. I don't think it's offending, or I don't think it's downplaying anybody when you say, hey, don't eat like a little freaking pig.
Okay, see, and that's the issue, and that's like kind of the culture that we need to change. Like, even Haley, she did like some research and did a big story on this. Eating disorders, body dysmorphia is a huge, huge problem in the military.
It is.
And I can tell you from someone who most of my career wore like size small uniform, like size 3 to 5 jeans, and always had to be taped. All right, just the way I'm built. Like, nobody would look at me and like, oh, she's a fat kid. But the reason why, and it pisses me off, when Big Sarge like says things like, don't eat like a fat kid, we're gonna tape you the day after fucking Thanksgiving, it pisses me off, because that just stresses out the soldier. Should you be in shape and not have to like if I pig out one day, it's not gonna be a big deal? Yes. And I'm going to tell you this, too. For most men, if you're in relatively good shape, if you pig out one day, it's not going to really fluctuate your body weight that much. But when you are a fat kid, okay, I'll be the one to say it like me, and you're considered a fat kid because you always have to be taped, and your weight fluctuates 3 to 5 pounds every day, depending on what you eat. If it's salty and you're going to retain a shit ton more water, and now you're 5 pounds heavier than you were literally the day before. Like, I was that person that had to get on my scale every single morning and try to stay at 167 instead of 168, because it would only take that much, and now I'm going to be taped. And it pisses me off that, yes, like one day can make a fucking difference, and it can, and I'm tired of people thinking that it shouldn't, but it fucking does, and it may not for you, and it may not for everybody. So if you're fucking Big Sarge out there and you're fucking belittling your soldiers and calling them a fat kid, and I just want to choke the shit out of you first, and second, if you are one of those people, fucking go to your PCM and make sure it gets documented. Because yes, if you have an eating disorder, body dysmorphia, any of that shit, because the Army says that, you know, you have to be 167 and not 168, then get that documented, because you can get BA disability for it. So
I agree with.
Get off my soapbox.
No. It's a good point, because everybody's body types are different to begin with. Anyways, you're not going to have. There are individuals that don't have. They already have that predisposition that they could look like that. Like you were saying about the big Sarge runners, you know, that they look like they're nothing but, you know, freaking PT shirt, PT shorts, and sneakers, and all they do is smoke and drink coffee, and they're the ones going, "You better brush your BD does blah 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 blah," and you're like, dude, do you even do anything? You know what I mean? You don't even. You know, what's the measurement of a soldier type of thing? You know what I mean? What is the true? What is the true measurement of what a soldier should look like? And that's another thing too. It's exactly that, Tim. It's about image. It's like nobody wants to admit that it's one of those image things that, you know, leaders have ingrained in themselves, and I don't think when some. And here's another thing too that kind of goes back, because I was arguing with somebody else about this too. Not arguing, but having a good debate about it. Because I mean, I agree with you. Anyways, I mean, I bring up the points of the fact that no one is really calling you a name when they're telling you not to be a glutton. You know what I mean? No one's really saying Sergeant Porkneck's blood type is marinara. No one is. They're just saying, you know. There's no nice way to put not to be a glutton. There's no nice way to put not to say not to eat bad, you know, or not to, you know, shovel bad food down, or push away from the freaking table at least one time and stop eating bad food before you go. I mean, just habits and stuff like that. That shouldn't be something that gets people upset when you're talking about eating habits. When you're talking about this now, like you said, the Army already does not have an environment of eating right. The DFACs suck. The freaking.
Most of them, yes. There are some good ones out there.
Yeah,
I didn't believe it, but
right,
there are.
Well, the Tribe Cafe on Fort Bragg, I'll say back at Bragg, Fort Bragg, back at Bragg, with my man CSM Jason Towns, who's got, you know, the Warrior Cafe. Love, you know, the Tribe Cafe. Love it. That's the spot, you know. But again, our ABCP, for like a guy who's got a, you know, like I don't have a big neck. I have a thin neck, so.
So do I.
All it takes,
which is why it's a problem.
Right. All it takes.
Was a problem.
Exactly. All it takes for me is to, you know, next thing you know, I don't do any sit-ups for about a month or two or something like that, and I get a little pudge, even though I don't look like I'm freaking overweight. I'm overweight. I'm overfat. You know what I mean? The same thing with a woman. A woman does not look like.
I have taped women with rock hard abs.
Yeah.
6-pack abs that you would put in and they'll bust tape.
Right.
Because they got a booty.
Right. Exactly. And that's the thing too.
And it could be an all muscular booty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because I don't see their bare ass when we tape on.
Why are you gonna tape something that grows though?
Exactly, and especially now, if you want us to do deadlifts, and guess what muscle that builds?
Just for some, yeah. Some of them do. Some of it does grow a little bit. Some others don't. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Yeah, I'm just curious, because I just think that. Yeah, your ass is too big, but for some people, working out the ass is gonna make your ass bigger, so we're still gonna tape that ass. You know what I mean? Just like this.
I know. I mean, it's just all of this that, you know, we've been arguing about, and you probably know you're arguing with other people. It just goes to show that we need to change the Army body fat composition.
Do you know what we need to do?
I mean,
that video you showed me. That video that you showed me on TikTok, you need to pull that video up, and then we're going to pull it back and post it. That one video that showed everybody, that showed there was these girls that were in shape, and it said fat, and then the guy who's got a big old gut and a small neck, and it said not fat. Were they fat shaming the guy?
Because he can pass fucking tape.
Yeah, exactly.
He has a thick ass neck.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're gonna. Were they fat shaming the dude? No, because he probably was like, you know, subjected to it, or probably didn't realize.
No, he probably was the one that decided that, hey, we all need to like come in, like freaking get our weight and tape like on November 30th.
Right.
Like, April and October, just do it.
See, that's another thing too. You know, somebody had some individuals like, well, you were first sergeant. What'd you do? Did you have any, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, well, October. and April were the dates of testing for the APFT. At the time, it was APFT, and then it slowly started working into doing the ACFT, and then all the height and weight stuff was done in October and April. So nobody got back from nobody came back from block leave, holiday block leave, or Thanksgiving block leave, having to worry about getting tape. Everyone had, everyone had the whole freaking the it's their time to work out. You know what I mean? Everyone had their schedule to do stuff.
Well, even it's like, okay, so yes, they're staying in shape over the holidays, but they're not going to freaking stress it. Like if I eat like this extra piece of pie and gain a pound over the holidays, like even if like the average weight gain over the holidays is maybe only a pound, that pound can make a difference in someone passing or failing tape. And again, like back for probably 12 out of my 20 years in, I got 300s, still had to be taped. I busted tape once, and I had gained about 10 pounds that time. It was after a surgery, but yeah, I busted tape, and it all turned out to be fine because I turned 40 the next month, and then I didn't bust tape no more just because I turned 40.
Right, exactly.
So it just makes me nuts.
Yeah, no, I understand. I totally get it. But that dude is that dude. I was just wondering curious about the guy. Well, this guy's a big wuss. Who are you talking about, Todd? You talking about Sam Smear in the chats? That's I weighed a whole 125 at Brian. You weighed a buck 25. I weighed about 250.
I haven't weighed 125 since I was like 12.
I lost weight when I got out because I didn't work out as much. You know what I mean? Because I didn't have to worry about doing PT or working out or doing all this other stuff. So 125 back at Bragg. Damn, dude. Did you have to have like a rock aside?
But he could run fast, so he was a good leader.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he was a narcissistic. But no, it just to me it was just back and forth that you had individuals that, and again, like I said, the ABCP is wrong. I mean, somebody who's got a thick neck and it's like, oh, I make tape all the time. I don't see what the big deal is. Well, let's tape something else then. I think women have 3 places that get taped. So I'm just kind of like, That just, Meep, there goes 2125. So you ran fast. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah, he's the fast. He looks like he was a fast runner that smoked afterwards. That would like smoke after the PT test.
Right, and down a Red Bull.
Down a Red Bull, yeah.
And a Marble Red.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait my truck, and he's scarfing his chow down, or he's drinking his Red Bull down. But anyways. So yeah, I can see your point too, but I'm also on the side of, hey, a lot of the eating habits, some of it, and not with your case specifically, but some eating habits can get changed as well. You know what I mean?
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, it's not like there's not soldiers with the problem that don't know how to eat right and stuff, and eat like crap, and and even times it's not even always their fault because and I will say this, when I was a private, my first duty station was in Korea. I was stationed on Camp Walker, and I was a shift worker. So I did get BAH because I was a shift worker, and you live in a tiny barracks room and no way to cook. So the first couple months I was there, I was living off of fucking Burger King because that was the only thing open when I was awake. And I gained about 15 pounds, and it took me like, oh, this is not good. Like, I finally got on scales. Like, holy shit.
Right.
So I had to be illegal and buy a freaking hot plate that I wasn't supposed to have and start cooking for myself so I could lose the weight, So I'm not saying, but young,
no, you're right. There's,
Private Spanky didn't know.
Yeah, but right. It's a condition of the environment that the soldiers are being put in right now that they can't have good chow. They don't have their schedules that they have already with their leaders are already space fillers. For the job. I think, and this is me personally, I think the barracks should be abolished.
Well, we talk so much about how much we should weigh and how much PT we should do. Soldiers don't learn about nutrition.
No.
Like, ever.
No.
That's how I learned. I got fat. when I was private, because, before I could eat Burger King whenever I wanted, and it wouldn't be a big deal, right? Because I wasn't eating it every day.
Right, exactly. Right.
And that's how I learned. I'm like, holy shit.
When it became your staple.
I can't eat a chicken sandwich with pickles and ketchup, because
Yeah.
that's what I used to eat. I was weird, because I didn't eat beef at the time. So chicken sandwich, pickles, and ketchup.
Is that, oh.
Like almost every day.
God.
I know it sounds
And you
gross,
gained weight
but-
from that? Oh my God. Must have been the carbs
Yeah,
in the
it
bread.
was a fried chicken sandwich, like these old school
Oh,
Burger
okay.
King ones. They were fried. So, yeah. I know. I'm weird.
It's just trying to think about that. Yo, yuck. Jonathan says he stays jelly of the smokers that run 12 and 13s. That was me. I used to smoke.
Yeah.
I used to smoke, run, ruck, jump. I didn't.
Yep.
And I would sit there. I wouldn't smoke after the run, but I would partake in some tobacco greatness with Marlboro Blend number 27s once in a while. I'll walk by somebody smoking a cigarette and.
I smoked throughout my whole career up until probably the last year or so. And even after I retired, I started again and, stop. But I definitely don't smoke like I did when I was a kid. But yeah, there's no problem. Smoke, stay around the way to PT, go run.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. The choo-choo trains from the Continental Divide had nothing on me. I was smoking, man. You just almost like dip. I dipped as well, smoked and all that. And then just like kind of, man. The Gary said he 8 MREs every day. Ugh.
I was a Newport box person when I was younger. I went down to Marble Menthol.
Newport
box. I couldn't smoke those Newports anymore.
My soldiers used to mess with me when I was because I obviously I don't smoke anymore, but when I was fighting, when I was quitting smoking, and they used to do like, hey, first sergeant wants smoke.
Oh yeah.
Or when I get pissed off about something, I'm like, who has a cigarette? And I'd have all these cigarette packs coming at me, So yeah, so
those
it's
are my 2 addictions, and every soldier I've ever worked with knew it.
Again,
nicotine and Diet Coke.
I'm looking forward to see what the SMA comes out with this ABCP policy. What's going to happen? I agree with you that it does need to be changed. It's outdated as hell. I know that the Air Force and the Coast Guard are changing up a lot of stuff as well. They're changing up their weight standards, and they're changing their body fat content standards as well. So I'm curious to see how we're going to do it. Because, obviously...
Right. Like, something's got to change.
Right, exactly.
It has not... it changed once over the last 20-some years, and women were allowed to weigh a little bit more.
Right.
Which is the only reason why I think that I was, okay with the weight limit. Because I do remember, at my height when I was young... I was only allowed to weigh 149, and then after the changes, it went up to 167. Because before, all the women's weight limits were based on, average women, and all Army women usually have more muscle, and they weigh more, even though they don't look like it. So they finally, did that study and let women weigh more. They kept our, fat measurements the same.
Right.
Fair enough. At the time, but yeah, we were allowed to weigh more because I think they really just realized they were wasting so much time taping people that were skinny.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. And the way I see it, if you max a PT test, or you're good, at a certain level of PT test or ACT, whenever it decides to come about, then you should not have to worry about getting taped. As a matter of fact, the weigh-in shouldn't even be part of it.
I agree.
You get a certain score. You don't even have to weigh in. You just, you got the score? Cool, whatever. Let everyone else weighs in. Because obviously, if you're at a specific level of fitness, then guess what? You obviously are probably not going to be, you're probably built. You're probably a little bit more, whatever. So.
Right. And if you are, completely look like, a bowling ball and you get a 300 on a PT test, what does that say about the PT test?
Right.
So obviously it was saying something. That's why we're changing it.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So, okay. See, it wasn't really a fight, so I guess we had a good debate. That was a good debate.
I think we threw our blows earlier.
We did.
We fight all the time.
Yeah, we fight. Yeah, everything's an argument. So the next story I'm going to talk about is something that is some good news, and also I think that some of you guys in the audience, or in the guys in the audience that follow U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Radio need to sometime pump your brakes and or just unfollow or not follow, because some of the shit that I've seen posted on some of the stuff that we have, I'll be honest with you, it's I'm not saying I'm appalled, but I'm just like, you guys are dicks. And here's what I'm saying. This is what I mean. We had a soldier, a National Guard soldier, who was missing for over a month. All right, she was found. Okay. Now, the same individuals that said that we hate vets, the same individuals that say we don't talk about how, finding a soldier that's missing is good news. Guess what we posted? We posted something that was good news. Now, I don't know the circumstances of Specialist Nelson's situation, especially some of her background life or what she's been going through. I mean, I'm talking about the details. I know she's been going through a divorce. She had a death in her family and all this stuff, and she was missing for over a month. Everyone, of course, inundated the inbox and inundated everything. Of course, everything that was happening and what was posted was, we got to find Specialist Nelson. Got it. So we there was a couple articles that were posted, I think, that we posted. Mm-hmm. And there was some sharing amongst each other's Twitters and Facebook feeds. And, so everything was like, okay. And then we posted good news from an article from Task and Purpose that stated that, hey, you found safe.
Right.
I'm going to say right now, the comments that I see in WTF Nation Radio, I'm like, you guys are dicks.
I couldn't even read them because it was just like, I don't have the mental energy to tell all these fuckers about themselves.
Yeah, and here's why. Is the same guys that have I got your 6 in the profile, the same guys that have donate to whatever veteran service organization to combat veteran suicide and all this other stuff, you have an absolute audacity of a sack to write that about your teammate. You don't know the details of what's happening. Normally when we have a soldier that's been recovered and it's been found safe, guess what? Good to go. Let the details lie where they lie. If she gets in trouble, she gets in trouble. If she doesn't, got it. The same individuals that sit there and cry about U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio not posting every single person that's missing were the same ones that were shit-talking, because I went through your profiles, that were shit-talking about we need to support each other. The veteran community needs to be more tighter. I got your 6. I'm going to tell you what. You weren't getting your teammate's 6 right here. The way I see it, y'all shit-talking her and you have no freaking idea what the hell's going on.
Exactly. Bottom line is she needed to be found. If she needs help, she gets help. And you are a better person than me, because if I'm the one that's going through their profiles, I'm going to screenshot your ragging on Specialist Nelson and put it right there in a collage with your I got your 6, and then send that to your mama and say, look what kind of fucking man you raised.
Well, I know you were holding me back. I know you were holding me back from going to Pettytown, but I'm gonna tell you what, man. I am
the queen of pettiness.
I mean, you're the damn conductor of the train that goes to Pettytown. What are you talking about?
Yes.
So everyone was hating on her, shit talking about how do you do this and why do you do that? And I'm like, damn, dude, really? Are you really gonna sit there and just shit talk this, especially since you have had all this I got your 6, feel sorry for me, ranting in Toyota Tacoma cabs about how the Army or how people don't pay attention to shit. Vanessa Guillen gets brought up and all this stuff like that. And the same individuals that do the same shit, how the Army doesn't care, now all of a sudden likes to shit talk a teammate that's found.
All right. Matter of fact, let me get bored this week. Y'all lucky I've been busy. I'll still do it.
You got like 5 minutes to like delete your shit. It's not like you still can't get back. You can delete it all you want. It's on the internet. It's there forever. It is forever. So I made a comment back, and it was that imagine if that shit we said when we get requests for missing service members, and say first, and we can deal with the details later, or we can remember your name when you ask for help for our help for the same, because the same individuals that are normally commenting on the stuff are the same individuals that are in U.S. Army WTF Moments inbox and crying about how we're not doing enough or how we're doing this, even though we are working with their family, even though we're working with a unit. So before you sit there and pop your hole off about how so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so, and you got I got your 6 and all this other stuff, you got all the whatever, I am my brother's keeper, all this other shit. Whatever, man. Whatever.
Yeah, unless you're Specialist Nelson, then I'm a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I have been trying to watch my mouth, whatever. Sometimes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's all talk. It's all talk. It's all the I got your 6 dudes talking crap until it's them. Then after that, it becomes a, whoa, well, so what do you mean? I'm like, wait a minute. Let me look at your names because I got them. And they say, did this person ask for some help back in the day? Well, look, you did.
Mm-hmm. It's like basic things you learn like in preschool. Like if you have nothing nice to say, shut up.
Especially as serious as about a missing soldier. Exactly that, David. I'd rather be pissed with a soldier than finding them in a Peltor box in a Pelican case. Exactly that. Exactly that. See, because what would have happened had the outcome not been good? The same individual shit talking would be the same individual saying her leaders needed to be held accountable for. You guys shouldn't have done this. You guys should have done that. So, anyhow.
Yes. I mean, I am just, for all the awful things that happen for it to come to this, that, the Army and including, our other components are taking missing soldiers seriously now.
Right.
And not just like, oh, I got to do a 4187 and put them AWOL and like leave it.
Right. Exactly. So, anywho, so that was my soapbox rant for you. How about that?
Yes. It was a needed rant.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I just
fuck y'all. Say it one more time. I gotta get that out.
Exactly that. As to quote the illustrious Spanky, senior NCO, one of the senior NCOs of excellence. Fuck y'all. There you go. Oh man. So break out the lemon pledge. It's time for some housekeeping, man. Because
housekeeping.
Now it's time to break it out. Hey, did you see that? Did you see that show with CQ with Daniel Ross?
I listened. I didn't see it.
Oh,
I listened to it.
The voices in there. I wanted to drop a goofy voice in there, but I didn't want to steal the thunder from Daniel Ross. He's Donald, and him and Goofy and Donald are boys. You know what I mean? But
right.
So if you guys didn't catch CQ's Pop Culture Warrior interview with Daniel Ross, voice actor who is the Donald Duck. He's like the third Donald Duck in Disney history, which is pretty cool. Check it out. Download Google Play or Apple Podcasts, and of course check out Animation Legends, the guys that sponsored CQ's little Pop Culture Warrior stuff. On Monday we're going to have Cody Cross coming on, and he's going to be coming on to talk about the Fallen Hero Network and how he uses his trucking company to help other veteran and first responder organizations. Hey, I like that, man. I think that's pretty cool. That's anything that has any trade or vocation that assists veterans or get them job placement. To me, I think it's pretty awesome. And then Tuesday we're going to have John Carroll Lynch. He is director actor. John Carroll Lynch will be hanging out with CQ to talk about his career and what's been going on. And he's also known for his appearances American Horror Story. I love American Horror Story.
I love that show.
Especially the Coven one, the one with the witches. I love that one.
Yes,
I love that one.
There was only one season that I did not watch. I couldn't get into. It was the Roanoke one.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I call a friend of mine and said, "Oh, are you gonna, did you see the American Horror Story, the Bitchcraft?" I'm like, "Bitchcraft," like the Coven, because she's into witches and shit like that.
Right.
But anyways, American Horror Story, The Walking Dead, The Founders, Zodiac, and The Highwaymen, and more. He's going to be on December 7th, which is also the anniversary of the attack of Pearl Harbor by the Japanese military and the Japanese Empire that kicked us off into World War II. And I say again, December 7th was an attack. Planes didn't do things by themselves. There was people that actually were behind it. So, 14 December, we have Michael Jamin, producer Michael Jamin. Will be hanging out with CQ and Radar again, of course, to talk about how he is involved with Tacoma FD, King of the Hill. Oh, damn, Bobby. And Brickleberry. I can't wait. That's going to be awesome. Yeah. All that, and Beavis and Butthead, of course. And then, another one, 21 December. Did we, 21, why is he doing shows on Christmas break? That's like Christmas break.
He can do what he wants. You don't have to, but you can.
That's true. He's going to be talking to Matt Haley, director and writer Matt Haley, to talk about his work and projects in various superhero-related shows. Tune in because you're going to see graphics and promotions for that. But anyways, other than that, don't forget to catch us on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays are our shows at 2000 Eastern Standard Time. If you didn't catch any of it, you could download it on Google Play or Apple Podcasts, or you can go on many of the 14 platforms that we are right. Currently, we are live on 8 platforms now. A couple of Facebook pages, some YouTubes where we're not getting blocked for coofness. Twitch for people who like to watch people playing video games. I still don't get that, but okay. And don't forget, we have Thursday is Sergeant's Time with myself and Spanky. Then we have Friday Night Freedom with Pookie and Kaz. And then Monday's the Monday edition with myself and Flash. He needs to get back to work, man. He's been doing too many He needs to stop trying to rule the world and stuff. He needs to come back and hang out with us commoners and shit.
I think he's out there trying to, like cure the coof or something. I don't know what he's doing.
Exactly. He's not doing, but he's doing great work.
Or design those, Navy or Army Navy game uniforms.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever it is he's out there
I'm not saying he's involved in stuff like that, but Mom is the stand-in while he is in he's doing his his other work. And then of course Tuesday's Pop Culture Warrior with CQ and Radar. And let's see. That's about it, right? Then we have.
I think that's about it.
And we have day off on Wednesday, and then we have Sergeant's Time. So again, thank you all for hanging out and shots. And if you guys need anything, just hit us a contact at WTFNationRadio.com. If you want to jump on the podcast here and have an interview, or you have any music you want to do, because we need to get some updated free music. If you're an aspiring, artist, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what music. It could be rap. It could be metal. It could be some good, just some tunes. And then, but you got to be good. You can't come in here doing like 5 leg tucks and then say that's good. You know what I mean?
5 leg tucks is good.
5 leg, exactly. So, what was that? Spanky, y'all didn't stream. Y'all stream didn't have 11 Bravo instructions. Yeah, really, huh?
Oh my gosh! Hold on, before you go.
What's up?
We got through the whole show up until these last few minutes without, anything to do with 11 Bravos or Blue Cords.
Oh my!
I think this is a record.
It is a record. Well, thanks, Chris. You're keeping me distracted. Hannah, we got to be distracted too, man. Hell, we were distracted the whole show. I hope you didn't catch it. But anyways, thank you guys for hanging out and shooting the breeze with us. And shots. Y'all have a good night.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Intergalactic horse, and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. And now they say that they've discovered life up there on Mars, so let's blow it all to hell and then claim it for ours. We'll paint the moon red, white, and blue for no other reason than we wanted to. Oh, Jupiter, imagine what you could become. A stupid, pointless planet turned into a giant gun. And Russia, so sorry, have to burst your bubble. Be a good sport now, sit back, relax, and watch us through the hubble as we celebrate the greatness of the United Planet of America. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Now we'll go to infinity and beyond, beyond. You'll hear all manly voices singing Space Force strong. The critics say sound doesn't travel in space, to which we reply sound will do as we say. Oh, Captain Kirk, your achievements, though notable and fine, as far as we're concerned, this is Deep Space Mine. And big fans, but Lord Vader, step away from the lightsaber. There can only be one, of course. Space Force. Ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum, ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Space
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Force.